Morning. So I think it always does a good thing to say hello to anybody you meet, just to kind of sets the day up for all of us. It's very grey, it's very windy, obviously. Anyway, let's walk down here, down among the pine trees. It's quite a bracing morning, actually. I won't record the whole thing, but just enough to give you a flavour. I don't know if you can hear the wind in the trees. I haven't got my outside microphone on, but there's a lovely rustling sound. Look at this ilex tree here. The leaves are brown, but there's wonderful rustling sound of the wind in the leaves, and I love walking among trees. I know we've got the sea, and every day my walk takes me by the sea, but I've got a particular attachment to trees. There's something. Look at this one. What a sturdy chap that bark. I love the that's. Can you feel that? Oh, how deeply ingrained that bark is. Thank you, tree. And there's a lot of debris in the woods from the gales we had. Do you remember the gales? That's so long ago now. We've moved on to different things, but there's still piles of wood where branches broke off, and the council have kind of just cut some of the branches off, but I guess they're leaving them in place for sort of make extra wildlife habitats. Here we come down to, and we're now at the top of Durley Chine, and just over here is Durley Chine. There, down there. Can you see that? Very still, very empty this morning. I mean, that's usually already by this time is full up with dog walkers and such like. Anyway, press on. Piece of litter. Oh, it's somebody's poem. It's a poem. Oh, I'm not going to stop and pick it up. Oh, somebody was down here writing poetry and then got absolutely fed up with it. Tore it up in a writ of fellish jade. So this is our little bench. This is a favourite of late night canoodling couples and homeless people drinking. It's kind of, there's another tree with a broken off in the gale. Gorse everywhere. Gorse, we'll see more gorse later on. And everywhere. I love the fact that whatever we're doing, the trees and the bushes are just trying to get on with life. Look at this hazel bush out in leaf, not quite in full leaf, but pretty well in full leaf. and signs of spring everywhere. Fabulous yellow gorse. The wind actually is quite cold. When I'm holding the camera up, my hand is really getting getting very chilly. Here we are, there's the first view of the sea today. Yes, it's quite cross. I can hear individual waves. Sometimes you can't hear individual waves, you just hear the sort of continuous swash, but today I can hear waves actually breaking on the beach. Cold wind. I say I haven't got my remote camera, remote microphone, which is a shame because there is a wonderful sound of the sea, and you may not be able to pick that up on the little personal microphone I have. Wow, look at this. Amazing bank of gorse. Let's get right in there. That is just so beautiful, isn't it? When gorse is in flower, it's kissing time again, obviously. There's a dog walker out this morning. So let's walk down towards the sea. I'm not going to go down onto the promenade this morning because there's plenty to see up here. But look at that. That's fabulous. Oh, and there's a no, go on, focus on them. It's a great day for windsurfing. Great day for windsurfing. Hope they enjoy themselves. Maybe we'll spot them later on. Oh, there's a kind of some bunting caught in the trees. I'm not quite sure where that's come from. That wasn't there yesterday. Here we are. There's wild garlic, ransoms. There are little birds fluttering about, but they flutter so fast that the chance of me actually getting them, they're mostly tits this time of the morning. Titmice, as their sort of full name is. Anyway, we'll walk along here by the side of the... Oh, that's a greenfinch. Can you hear that? There, greenfinch. There's a lot of those about. That's relatively musical for a greenfinch. They're quite often a lot more wheezy. I've speeded up my walking. A crow everywhere. Little signs of life. Look. Not all the rubbish that you see up here is the fault of humans. I mean, they yes, obviously all our rubbish is what we make, but people do generally put them in rubbish bins, and then the naughty seagulls come along and turf them out. The wind catches it and blows it down into the bushes on the cliff top. It's kind of yes. Morning. There you see. Golly. But I have to say, you sometimes with the rubbish, especially on here, up here in a sort of public place, you do appreciate the work of the rubbish collectors, who are pretty good, assiduous. Every morning there's a man comes round and he clears up as far as he can every last bit of rubbish. But it's not humanly possible to collect it all, and he's working against the wind and the gulls. There's our local Bronze Age barrow. It doesn't exist anymore. There is no indication that there is a barrow here, or ever has been, but apparently there have. And now up here is a bit where I always hold my breath. I'm a bit too late this morning. It's broad daylight and people are about, but this is the piece of the cliff where I sometimes see a badger, and badgers don't like dogs, so as soon as the dog walkers come out, the badger is sensibly has gone in. Here's massive celandines. But I'll show you, strictly between you and me, I'll show you where the badger lives, because I don't want him disturbed, but you know, they are easily disturbed. They're very stubborn, tenacious creatures, and if you corner one, he'll fight ferociously, but generally they keep themselves to themselves. And here at the foot of this lamppost, there is a little badger track. I've seen him go in there, although he looks a lot fatter than that, but there's no sign of a trail down there, so I wonder if he's found another way in, or but down there in the bushes is where he lives. So Seagull has found something to look at, and yeah. Oh, somebody happy.
Gosh, yeah.
Morning.
Well, I'm on medication, it's just kicked in. What are you filming?
Oh, I'm just a walk for all the people who can't get out. I'm filming a walk so that they can
I'm
come.
going to say hi to all the people that can't get out.
Oh, well, there you are. I don't know. What are you doing out?
Just walking the dog and going for a coffee if they're still open.
Oh, lovely. Well, yeah.
I think they're doing takeaway coffee, you can't go in. So
Oh, right. Oh, well, at least you got that. So
I can't live without it.
no.
Have a good day.
You too. I could hear hundreds of little tweety birds. Difficult to identify them against the wind. Robins, obviously, most of the birds around here have. Oh, I think that was a thrush. Yes. Anyway, these are I love that little path up there. Makes you wonder, where does it go? Well, I know where it goes, but you know, it's always a bit of my fantasy world that it might be going off somewhere magical. And the whole place is magical, isn't it? Everywhere we go, not a lot of flowers, but you know, enough to be interesting. Massive daisies. I mean, the whole place is covered in daisies. And my dad said, if you could put your foot on 7 daisies, then spring is here. Let's give it a go. I'm not squashing them, but I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That was definitely 10 daisies, so definitely officially spring, according to my dad. Somebody in the beach hut, not beach hut, the shelter, sadly, people with no home, that's the closest they can make to a home, and I wish them well, especially in this cold wind and you know, uncertain time for all of us. Anyway, this is the scene. This is the scene of the great tree murder, which occurred a couple of years ago. There was a couple of pine trees here which were found to be dying, and on inspection were found to had been poisoned, and the implication must be that the only reason they were poisoned was because they were in the way of somebody's view of the sea. So, but I think the police investigated, but they could never find a culprit. Anyway, the council wisely did not give in to such bullying, and they fenced off the broken trees, and they planted 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, one of them didn't survive the planting, but there are now 5 fairly sturdy trees here that we hope are going to continue the West Cliff tradition for many years to come. Good luck, and they're well looked after. The trees do get to be amazing, fantastic. We lost a tree here. You can see where its fellow sort of rubbed against it. There were two trees, and there was also a tree here, which is a grand old thing. I mean, the trees grow old, they get pushed over by the wind. That's all part of the nature, and you know, everything has its time, but you know, not when it's deliberately poisoned. Anyway, there's our last look at the sea for a moment, because I've reached the end of my walk. I'm going to go in, have a cup of coffee, and get ready for the excitement of the day, most of which will be seeing if I've got any useful footage here that I can share with you. So have a nice day. If you can't get out, maybe I'll do this again sometime. And see if I've remembered to bring my keys with me. Okay, bye.